Television, the modern miracle. How could we do without it? Who could do without it? No one, it seems. Every home has its television set, and every home has its favorite television personality. It must be marvelous to be on television, to go into 1 million homes just as if you're going into your own home. Your own new home, for instance.
Yes, this is Peabody's, the interior decorators.
I'd like to talk to Mr. Peabody.
Peabody? Oh, you can't speak to Mr. Peabody.
Oh? And why not?
You can't speak to Mr. Peabody because he is dead. You see, he died 100 years ago. But since he was a very famous interior decorator, the firm has kept his name.
That's all terribly interesting. But who is in charge of the firm now?
Oh, I am. I expect you've heard of me. Jeremy Ling.
You may be surprised to learn that I have never heard of you.
Mr. Ling. But I'm quite sure you've heard of me.
You've probably seen me, too.
I'm afraid I must seem very stupid, but who am I speaking to?
David Sharp.
David Sharp. Of course I know you, Mr. Sharp. That is, I've seen you on television and I've heard you on the radio.
Really, I must apologize for not recognizing your voice.
Considering I've heard it so many times, I should have recognized you immediately.
Well, I've just rented a small flat near the television studio. I won't be using it much unless I have to work late.
And now that you've rented a new flat, you need new furniture, new carpets, new curtains.
Exactly.
And as I know nothing about interior decoration, I want you to furnish and decorate my flat.
I'd be delighted to, Mr. Sharp.
I don't have to worry about expense, I assure you.
Of course not, Mr. Sharp. May I have your new address?
70 Glib Street.
17 Glib Street. Did you say 17 Glib Street, Mr. Sharp?
Yes, that's right.
And now, the David Sharp program.
I'm sorry about the radio, but I like to check that my broadcasts are on time.
Glib Street. That's in Brockney, isn't it?
Yes.
I expect you're surprised that I've chosen to rent a flat in such a poor district.
Oh, no, Mr. Sharp. I'm not criticizing you for choosing a flat in Brockney. In fact, now that you live there, I'm sure it will become very fashionable.
That wouldn't surprise me. Well, goodbye, Mr. Ling. My television show begins in a moment, and I want to see if I'm even better than I was last week.
I quite understand, Mr. Sharp. Goodbye.
Why are you taking all the furniture away?
Because you haven't paid for it. It says here that you should pay £10 for every month. As you haven't paid anything for 6 months, we're allowed to take it all away. Hurry up, boys. Television.
Are you taking the television set, too?
I'm afraid so.
Since you're going to take it away, can I look at one more program?
Oh, all right. You can switch it on for a moment. What's on?
It's David Sharp. Listen.
So remember, you mustn't blame people for being poor. It's not their fault that they have no money. So if you have a problem, write to me, David Sharp, and tell me about it. Here's the address to write to.
You see? David Sharp helps people with their problems. He even takes an interest in poor people like us.
Nonsense. He's only interested in himself. We'll leave you then, seeing there's nothing else to take away.
What's my husband going to say when he comes home next week?
I'm surprised your husband didn't warn you. He must have known we were coming.
What shall I do?
Why not write to that David Sharp fellow? Perhaps he'll get some furniture for you.
I think I will. He looked such a kind person.
Now, could I have that chair, please?
This is 17 Glib Street, isn't it?
Yes. But if you've come to take any of the furniture, you're too late. It's gone.
Oh, no, madam. We're just delivering the new furniture which Mr. David Sharp ordered.
Oh, come in. That's wonderful. But I didn't think it would arrive so soon.
May we bring the furniture in now, madam?
Yes, of course. The flat looks so empty.
Good. I'll go and tell my men they can start immediately.
Yes, do. I was right about David Sharp after all.
Here are some expressions of reason.
You can't speak to Mr. Peabody because he is dead. Since he was a famous interior decorator, the firm has kept his name.
As I know nothing about interior decoration, I want you to decorate my flat.
Now that you've rented a flat, you need new furniture. Considering that I've heard your voice so many times, I should have recognized you.
We'll leave you then, seeing there's nothing else to take away.
I expect you're surprised that I've chosen to rent a flat in such a poor district.
It's not their fault that they have no money.
I'm surprised your husband didn't warn you.
I must apologize for not recognizing your voice. I'm not criticizing you for choosing to live in Brockney.
You mustn't blame people for being poor.
Let's see what happens at 17 Glib Street when the owner of the house returns.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hello, dear. You look as if you're going out again.
I thought I must have come to the wrong house.
Because of all the new furniture.
Oh, yes.
It's a nice surprise, isn't it?
Considering we haven't any money and can't even afford a teaspoon, I suppose you must have gone mad.
Why are you angry with me, dear?
I'm angry with you for buying all this expensive rubbish.
Sit down, Percy.
Where?
Here. Since all this stuff was a present, I didn't have to pay for any of it.
A present? Who from?
From him. David Sharp. Listen. Dear Mrs. Gray, many thanks for your letter. I hope to arrange an interview with you on my next television program. Yours sincerely, David Sharp.
But why should he give us anything?
Because all our old furniture was taken away, I wrote to him. And he sent us all these lovely things. Here's your tea.
Look, I can't drink tea while I'm sitting in this chair. And what's this?
It's a special cup from David Sharp.
David Sharp?
Mr. Ling,
Yes, Mr. Sharp.
I'm sorry I haven't telephoned you sooner, but I was delayed in New York. You know, I still haven't been able to see the flat.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure you'll like it.
I know I will, Mr. Ling.
By the way, my check is in the post.
Oh, good. Thank you.
But I need your help on another problem.
Oh? What's that?
I have to make a television program on interior decoration, and I would like you to advise me.
I'm pleased you value my advice.
Now, I want to start the program by showing a flat that may look very nice, but where the furniture and fittings are absolutely useless.
Well, I could look for a flat like that and...
Oh, there's no need for you to look, Mr. Ling, because one has already been found in Glib Street, believe it or not.
I'd like to show it to you this afternoon.
Certainly, Mr. Sharp.
Would 3 o'clock be all right?
Yes.
Good.
I think all this stuff, it's ridiculous.
Considering we didn't have to pay for any of these things, you should be grateful. Very grateful to David. Oh,
You see what I mean? He wouldn't have all this rubbish in his house, I'm sure of that. You answer the door. I'll get the tea.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry to trouble you.
oh, it's David Sharp. The David Sharp.
Oh, no. Just David Sharp.
It's no trouble, Mr. Sharp. And now that you're here, you ought to come and look round, since it's really all yours.
Mine? I don't understand.
Yours, because it's going to be shown on your television program.
Oh, yes.
Oh, our flat on television. Oh, how marvelous. So that's why we've got all the new furniture. Oh, how marvelous.
This is even worse than I thought it would be. Just look at all this rubbish. It's terrible, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't describe it like that exactly.
Well, I would.
Oh.
I can't use this for my program.
Why not?
Because it's too awful. I can't imagine who designed it. Can you?
Perhaps I can find out the name of the designer for you. Excuse me.
Yuck.
Well, now what's the matter?
I'm so happy.
Please don't say anything to Mr. Sharp about this furniture. I chose it for him, and he doesn't like it very much.
I'm not surprised.
You see, it was delivered to the wrong flat.
Oh,
All right, but since we're doing you a favor, perhaps you can do one for us.
Anything at all.
You can get rid of this for a start.
oh, Percy.
And get us our own furniture back.
Of course.
Well, perhaps it was more comfortable.
Is everything back as it was before?
Yes, even the television set.
Has it all been paid for?
Oh, yes. Everything belongs to you now.
And now, the David Sharp program.
The David Sharp program.